Good morning or good night, depending on where you are, and welcome to another album review of The Shield Doing a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and tonight we're going to talk about the brand new album by progressive metal band from England, Haken. And the new album is called Fauna. And as you can see, this is the cover on the back, and it's a great album cover. You have that sophisticated chimpanzee. And the album is called Fauna because Ross Jennings, the lead singer, in an interview said that they were focusing every song on different animals, since the name Fauna, which in Spanish is said fauna, which means nature. So, yeah, all the album has to do with certain animals, and it is a concept album. Go figure. It's progressive metal, and progressive metal usually does that. And here's the full album cover for you to enjoy. I love this album cover. I love the chimpanzee, the details. To me, he's dressed like the Joker, but yeah, it's you can see like parts of the songs in everything that's on the album cover. For example, you see a spider, you see an elephant, you see the nightingale, you see the chimpanzee, you see the fauna in the back. It's just a great cover that really goes well with what Haken is trying to do on this album. And I've been a fan of Haken since 2013 when they put out the Mountain album. And I've been a fan ever since, listening to albums. There's ones that I've enjoyed more than others. But I can say that if you do not know Haken, you are living under a rock. Since 2004, they have been a mainstay in progressive metal. And right now, the sound that they make is what Dream Theater wishes they would sound like. So in this album, does Haken continue with the experimentation and giving us great progressive rock and metal? Yes, they do. This is an album that has 9 songs and it's an hour and 2 minutes. Usually, all of Haken's albums are an hour long because they have longer songs mixed with a little bit shorter ones. And they had released, I think, 4 singles out of this album before the release date that was this Friday. And I remember, I think the first one that came out, they put out The Alphabet of Me, they put out Taurus. I think they put out Love Bite, that was the last one, and I think Nightingale was the other single, but I'm not sure right now. So, for example, Taurus starts the album really well, and Taurus is a mythological creature. You have no, I'm thinking of the Minotaur, but it's like a bull, and that song starts very djenty sounding. It's a great album opener because it's really slaps hard, and it's a shorter track, but you want to start your album very strong. Then you have songs like a Nightingale, which is the second track, and that's more like a longer track, a progressive track with 7.5 minutes. And it's more slower. It's got some beautiful guitar harmonies on it. Ross Jennings' voice, I'm telling you, sometimes when he sings, he channels his 80s singers because they got that 80s flair to them in sprinkled in some of the song with more modern production for Prog. The Alphabet of Me, which was one of the singles released, really starts very interesting with like a keyboard playing, and the keyboard it starts the song without any other instruments. Then the other instruments come in. Ross Jennings on this one really sings beautifully, and I really like how this song, it's a track it has a lot of like 80s to it. I think it reminds me of an album that Haken put out a few years ago that was my favorite at the time. And I really think that this song is very reminiscent of when they put out Affinity in 2016, which was one of my favorite albums of that year. But yeah, on this song, again, they have that love of the 80s, and it feels like bigger than life, like it should fill arenas, and that's why I like it. Uh, then you have songs that are more like fast paced and more metal, if you will, like Sempiternal Beings and Beneath the White Rabbit, Beneath the White Rainbow, sorry. And that one has a lot of like great guitar licks on it and very memorable as well. Uh, and so when you're thinking about this song, Fauna and Animals, there's some songs that you don't know what animals they're talking about. And then there are songs that are very easy to find out. Like, for example, obviously Taurus and Nightingale, you know what they are about. But another song that's, I think it's the power ballad of the album is Love Bite. And Love Bite is all about a spider biting you and giving you poison, and you don't know if it loves you. So I think it's a metaphor for a toxic relationship using the spider. I don't know why I also thought of Spider-Man, being bit by a spider and turning, but yeah, it's a shorter song, 3 minutes and a half. But yeah, it's a great power ballad, and they do power ballads really well as well, because I think Ross Jennings' voice, like I said before, it's really soulful, and he doesn't do like harsher vocals. No, you can always understand what he's singing. But to me, the highlight of this album is Elephants Never Forget, which is close to the end, and that's an 11 and a half minute epic song, and it's got some piano on it, some keyboards. At the beginning of the song, it sounds like very like circus style, but then you get all the gent, all progressive, like super fast guitar playing. But like at the 8 minute, 7 minute mark, it slows down, and you get a beautiful guitar solo. You get that piano, and you get great vocals from Ross Jennings. How he says that, I will never forget you. So it's like saying that elephants have a great memory and they never forget. And the only bad thing with this song is that it does not end the album. This should have been the album closer. Don't get me wrong. Eyes of Ebony is a very good song, but I think Elephants Never Forget should have been the album closer. It's just so epic, such a grand scale. It's just a song that, even though it's 11 minutes, you never get bored with it. And I love in this album has like different layers, like fauna, nature has different layers. So they put layers on every song, like every song does not follow a straight formula. They have all changes. And I think that's what makes Haken so impressive, that they can put so much in every song and still make it work. So if you do not know Haken, and you say you're a prog fan, you need to listen to Fauna, because it's one of the best progressive albums of the year, hands down. Like, do not sleep on this album. And if you hear this album, let me know what are your favorite tracks. What did you think about the concept? Did you like guess which animals they were talking about on each song, or did you have to like guess? And again, if you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to subscribe, and do not forget to give me a like, because that really helps the channel. So coming up next, I got more collaborations, more album reviews, and more Is It That Bad? So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield on a Couch, and I'll see you right here on the couch. Thank you, and good night.